a boost by stepping down for him. And then Akpabio gave reasons why he stepped down. And he said he stepped down because of Tinubu's antecedents, what he was able to do as a governor of Lagos State. That he made Lagos State, while he was in government, to become the standard for other states in Nigeria to aspire to attain. And the foundation he laid in Lagos is what the governors who those who became governors after him have been building upon. What Fashola did was what earned him the position of the minister that he holds today. My dear brother also came into office, Ambody, and gave a good account of himself. And Sanwo-Olu is there now. He's doing quite a lot, even though there's always a room for improvement in anything that man does. So I believe, they have good reasons, and I want to also believe that probably the intervention of leaders of the Southwest was what resulted in Senator Amosu and then Governor Kayode Fayemi to also decide to step down for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, especially Fayemi having been very close to Tinubu and the role that we had that Tinubu played in his getting back his tickets when it was stolen then by PDP. And then we're also aware of how close himself and Amosun had been since the inception, since APC came into being. All right, let's move to Nigerian Tribune now. Presidential primary, APC convention suffers hiccups, voting drags. Well, that is not unexpected in view of the number of aspirants that were justing for the ticket of APC. APC had about 23 aspirants. So definitely that, whether it was a drama, whether the voting dragged, was not unexpected. Now, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. Consensus fails. 14 aspirants on ballot for APC presidential ticket. That is equally very true. Some stepped down, but some are still on. The idea of a consensus was to ensure that there was no bad feeling. If some people were asked to just step down for a particular person, it's a good thing that they allowed them, everybody, to exercise their personal rights in determining whether to step down or not to step down. Nobody has been forced to step down. Those who step down at on their own accord, based on the reasons given for stepping down, for those they step down for. Because somebody also stepped down for the Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo. So it's a good development. And then maybe this will discourage people from jumping from one party to the other the moment they lose the bid to win the tickets of the party. I think it's a good development. All right. This one on this day now at APC convention. This day projects Tinubu winner. I'm sure that projection is based on the number of aspirants that stepped down for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have just discussed that Akpabio stepped down, Governor Fayemi stepped down, Senator Ibikunle Amosun also stepped down. I'm also aware that Governor Badaru also stepped down, I think, and then former Speaker of the House of Rep, Dimeji Bankole also stepped down. I think Uju, the only female aspirant, also stepped down.
Okay. Yeah.
So based on that, I think the projection might be right.
Okay. Okay. Now, let's move on to Daily Trust now. APC presidential ticket. Osinbajo, Lawan, Amechi in race as Tinubu coasts to victory.
That is true, because the initial the rumor in town before now was that that the Senate President was the anointed candidate for the position of the presidential flag bearer of APC. But we have now seen that the President Muhammadu Buhari has not anointed anybody. And then that is one of the reasons why they think he's one of the foremost contender to the office. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, definitely we have just discussed those who have stepped down for him. Yes. So he's actually in the lead based on that. And then Amechi also has served as the Speaker of the House for about 8 years, served as governor for 8 years, and then he's holding office for 8 years. So probably based on that, they believe that yes, he has paid his dues, and then being a party member who's based on the position that he also hold at the moment, and then the things that he's been able to do since he came into office as the Minister of Transport. I think those might be the reasons why they believe that they are, and then including Professor Yemi Osinbajo, are the foremost contenders.
Now let's move to, we have a related story here on the Punch. Presidency drama color as APC holds primary.
Yes, I think there was some kind of drama, like we saw. The former governor of Akwa Ibom State stepped down, and he gave good reasons why he stepped down. And then, people were thinking that before now, as at this time yesterday, it was assumed that the 23 of them were going to go, we were going to run for the office at the primaries. But it turned out that some of them decided to step down at the last minute. It was quite colorful. I saw before I went to bed last night. I saw a number of different people, in different colorful attires, which actually added color to the day. And then the way everything went, the way people spoke before the commencement of the convention, and so on.
Now, let's move to another story from there. Akeredolu confirms 22 deaths in Owo Catholic Church attack.
Even if it was just one death, I think terror is a problem worldwide. So, and terrorism has continued to pose a threat to international peace and security, and it's undermining the core values of the United Nations. Nigeria has also continued to face multiple challenges posed by various terrorist groups, with devastating human costs in terms of lives, loss or permanently altered internally displaced persons. So I think we have to take the battle against insecurity seriously. We should not leave it to the governments. And then the way we also we have to become really security conscious. When we see strange faces in our environment, in our community, in our religious houses, we should ask questions. We should also investigate where they're coming from, why they are there. Because the report that we got on Sunday was that some of these attackers also pretended to be congregants. And then from the way they operated, definitely they had been studying the activities of the church, and must have moved with them for quite a while to know where to place the IED materials and when to detonate it, because the report has it that it was detonated at about the time the service was coming to an end. And then we have to also imbibe the culture of providing information for the necessary security agencies so that they can work on it. But we must also not give them false leads, because giving them false leads is to take them away, divert their attention from the right places that they should focus on. We should, and then governments also must do everything to boost the morale of the security agencies. And then they should also go a step further to identify the blacklegs. We have read stories about security officers who were partners with these terrorist groups, who were providing them with necessary information, logistics, and so on, and even sometimes supplying them with arms and ammunition. So unless these ones are fished out and dealt with, the courage for people to speak out, provide information, may not work. So government must do everything to boost the confidence of the citizens to provide information to security agencies. It is not enough to say, when you see something, say something. And then they must also let us know who to speak to. There must also be telephone numbers, email addresses, to which this information can be sent. And then the security of life of those providing the information must be guaranteed.
All right. Another story, related story here. Catholic Church plans mass burial for victims of the attack.
It's unfortunate, because when you have 22 deaths at a go, of hale and hearty, those who came to church, hale and hearty, it's painful. It's painful. There's no other way to describe than to say mass burial. Burying 22 people at a time. It's a great loss. Not just to Owo town, not just to the Catholic Church, but to the entire world, not just to Nigeria. Because what is happening in Nigeria is also affecting the entire world. It's affecting our economy. Because people no longer have the confidence to move about freely. People no longer know who to trust. And this is where we must go the extra mile. Who are those we engage as security, as gatesmen in our churches, in our homes? What kind of information do we provide carelessly in public spaces? And then our lifestyle. Some people are angry because they are hungry. And we flaunt our wealth. Their face. And then we must be conscious. We must not move about in how do I put it? Vehicles in which our identity can be easily identified. No, like you use a plate number.
Okay.
That signify the kind of person you are, or you have some things written on your vehicle to show off your status. And then when we are when we are in an environment, we must be conscious, security conscious of things that are happening in that environment. I think all religious organizations should beef up the security of those of their religious houses,
worship
centers, social gathering, event centers, and so on. We have to improve on this, the way we handle security.
Now, I have a related story here. UN to Nigeria, bring perpetrators of our Catholic Church attack to justice. That is coming from the United Nations.
It's good to say bring them to justice. How to do it is what is the issue. How do you get them? I just pray that God in his infinite mercy will help our government to be able to do that. And I also want to plead with Nigerians, anybody that has useful information about the movement of those people. They are not spirits. They live in our midst. They move. Some people saw them moving. Some people must have come in contact with them. When were those bombs planted in those places? Every information is important at this moment. And that's why I'm talking about us becoming security conscious. When you see somebody, can you describe the person you see? What happens? Do you take note of some facial marks that you can use to describe the person and provide to operators of our security agencies that we aid them? Because they do not have supernatural powers to identify perpetrators of terror in our midst. They work based on information. So I want to appeal to Nigerians who have useful information about the perpetrators of that dastardly act to please come up. Provide, if you can't go to the security agencies, provide such information to the governor, to the traditional ruler of Owo, to the Catholic Church, and even to journalists, to protect the identity of those who have such information. If they are afraid of their identity being revealed.
All right. Now, this is coming from the IGP. Attack will be thoroughly investigated.
Yeah, it's always like that. I pray that God help them to do. But how can they do thorough investigation with that information? They need information to be able to do thorough investigation. But when citizens do not have confidence in the police, when citizens see the police as partners in crime with perpetrators of this kind of dastardly acts, how do they provide information that will be useful?
So what you are saying now is that the police should embark on
I talked about
building
the confidence. Yes, citizens must have absolute confidence in the police to provide the police with useful information.
Okay. All right, Citizen Lolawe, thank you for coming on the program. Viewers at home, this is where we are going to stop the program for today. Join my colleague tomorrow on Newspapers Today. My name is Kayode Adebayo. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.
Thank you.